Had to tighten them up real quick. I thought it was gonna be all bad, man, for sure. Once again, I was mistaken. Never been disappointed with a Kobe, whether it be an Adidas or a Nike, and once again, I have not been disappointed. Let's get into my review of the Kobe 11. I like to call it the fundamental. A few days ago, I went to go hoop with my cousin, his stepkids, a few other guys that are looking to play JUCO or go play overseas. Phase 3's opened up, so gyms have opened up for basketball. A lot of quarantine has been just stockpiling hoop shoes and not hooping. And so this has been an opportunity for me, and these videos are going to be an opportunity for me to review some of the shoes that I have in my collection, that I hoop in my rotation. These Kobe's, man, are tough. Now, first, you take a look at them. The yellowing, it's obvious, it's there. I mean, it's from oxidation. You're going to get that. There's not a whole lot you can do with that. It's just what happens over time. This shoe, when this shoe dropped, 2016, right? So if you spent any time hooping in these whatsoever, even if you do keep them clean, it's going to be real hard to keep them pearly white. And honestly, I think the off-white's kind of dope. Adds a little character. I like shoes that have a little character. I like shoes that are a little worn. I like shoes that are a little beat. Not my hoop shoes though, because traction is key. Traction is important. I got these off of, where did I get these? I got these off of OfferUp. I get a lot of shoes, a lot of hoop shoes off of OfferUp. Great place to, this is not an ad, but I tend to find that OfferUp is a great place to find hoop shoes because, hoop shoes for me, you never really know the fit, just because it's a different fit than a shoe than you're just trying to walk in. If it's a Jordan that I'm not going to hoop in, I may not necessarily care so much about the fit of, the width of the toe box, because I'm not having to stop on angles and cut back and forth. Whereas with a shoe like this, that's important. And one thing that I've noticed about the Kobe 10, the shoe before this, was that the shape of the foot is a lot more narrow, which for me, I've got a pretty narrow foot. It hugs my foot perfectly, but as a result, I have to go a half size up. These, true to size, 11 and a half, these fit perfectly. I swapped out the laces. The laces that were in there were pretty, trash, so I just swapped them out. I think these are 45 inches. I probably would go up. I can tie them, perfectly fine, as you can see in the video there, but I kind of like my laces a little longer. Honestly, for no other reason than me just believing that my shoes aren't going to come untied, really is the only reason. But one thing that I love about these is the insole. This guy decided to put it is what it is. Kind of comes with it. I wasn't really tripping because it helped with the price. But I'm hooping in them, so honestly, who cares? It's not for the look. I just want to make sure that the shoe is functional, the shoe has traction, and I can still play in them, and I can absolutely hoop in these shoes. Now, you want to talk about traction, you're going to get that for sure. Your foot's going to feel real close to the ground. You're going to feel every single movement, every single cut, every jab. You're going to have that response, that quick response to your foot to floor that you need, especially if you're like a quick guard, if you're going to be doing a lot of moving around now. At first, just kind of warming up, moving around, I honestly, the shoe was tight, but it wasn't as tight as it was supposed to be. Naturally, as a shoe this low, you would be a little scared about your ankle, but surprisingly enough, the design and whatever this kind of like enhanced fly knit material is, this stuff holds. It doesn't move a whole lot, and as long as you secure your foot, lacing it up pretty tight, it's not gonna move a whole lot. I mean, the cut along like down the ankle up to the Achilles, you're gonna be hugged up pretty well. You're not gonna slide. Your foot's not gonna slide in and out. I mean, once again, another Kobe shoe that wins. I mean, everyone obviously has their own kind of preference, and they all have their own favorite. I was partial to probably the 11 Elite. So, or I think it's the Elite, whatever the highs are, right? The high top ones. My brother-in-law has a pair of those. I tried them on. I thought they were the weirdest looking shoe ever. Just a shoe at that height was just really odd. Or maybe was it the 9? Either way, whichever one it was that was like dumb high. It looked crazy, but he vouched for him. I tried him on one time, and man, I'd be damned. That was one comfortable shoe. So you take kind of that. Well, the one thing that I remembered about that, not necessarily how tall it was and just having that support on the Achilles and the ankles, was more so the fit on the foot is what really stood out for me. I actually don't think it was the 12. Anyway, I don't know why I'm so caught up on that. But I just remember the fit of the shoe being so good, and then getting this shoe right here, just wearing it casually, it's nice, but when you get on the court, that's when this shoe really, really performs. I was fortunate enough to get these right after the passing of Kobe, so these shoes definitely hold a bit of a sentimental value, for two reasons. One, that being the case, and then two, whenever Kobe releases, or there was a Kobe release, there's a ton of different colorways. I know with this one, this particular 11, not this particular colorway, but with the 11s, there were 11 different colorways. I believe the all white with the black swoosh is referred to as the fundamental, and I refer to my basketball training as fly fundamentals. So the fundamentals is always the basis of everything what we do. That's the foundation. We start with the fundamentals, and then we build on top of that. So naturally, I gravitated to the fundamental colorway of all the Kobe shoes. The 10 I thought was super dope. It looked like a stormtrooper. This one, not as much as the other one, but I loved the shoe. I actually saved it in one of the boards on OfferUp, and I kind of just kept my eye on it for a while and decided just to pull the trigger on it. The guy still had it. I was lucky enough to get them. They're in really good condition, and I can't wait to hoop in them again. If I could give them a rating, I guess we'll get into the rating system. So I'm going to break it down into just 4 categories for the ratings. We can get into traction, we can get into comfort, we can get into design, and then just overall rating. So first, let me get into traction first. That'd be good. So first with the traction, rating it out of 5, I'm going to give the traction a solid 4. It may be losing points just because these are pre-worn, but it's getting a 4 just because Kobe's always have a great kind of some sort of grid or system that just seems to kick dust around on any kind of court. The traction is never going to seem to be a problem on a Kobe shoe, and I don't know if that's because Kobe really insists on taking time out to emphasize on that, or if it's just the guys that are designing the shoes are just really dope at it. But the traction on these, awesome, super responsive. You're gonna feel your foot on the court. You're gonna stop when you need to stop. You're gonna accelerate quickly when you need to. You're not gonna have any problems there. Comfort. Comfort out of 5, I'm gonna give it maybe a 3.5. No, I'm gonna give it a 4. I hesitated only because sometimes there are shoes, especially with low top shoes, you need to wear them for a little bit. There's just a little bit of a fear of playing basketball wearing low top shoes. You're gonna roll your ankle, something's gonna happen to your ankle. So there's kind of a period in the beginning where you play with these and you're kind of playing at maybe 50%, then you go up 60, gradually 75, 80, 90, then you're playing full speed. You kind of forget that you're wearing low tops and they feel wonderful. But with that being said, this isn't a shoe that, you know, maybe you want to play outside. Definitely not. Indoors only, just because this shoe was designed for that. I could imagine outside on certain surface, the shoe would kill. Like on asphalt, I'm sure this shoe would be great just because of that surface and these soles. But other than that, man, like, the comfort is there. You're not gonna feel like any pain. There's not any strange arch. There's different insoles you can swap in and out. So, you know, I don't know exactly which one this is, but there's different Zoom and Air insoles you can swap out for comfort. So I would give it, I'd give it a 4 for sure. Overall, style. Simplicity wins sometimes. I mean, all white, black swoosh, black logo on the tongue. This one has, the left foot has the red 4 lines, which is a real nice touch. You know, it's the only hit of red on the entire shoe, which helps it stand out. You've got the blue icy bottoms. Man, I think this shoe is well done. I think simplicity really helps this shoe stand out. I'm gonna give that a 4 for sure. I think any more would have been too much. And also, I mean, it goes without saying, you know, a shoe that ages well is a shoe that was designed with longevity in mind. I think that this was a shoe designed with longevity in mind. So with that being said, overall, out of 5, if we're hooping, it's a 5, man. What are you talking about? It's Kobe. 5. Fuck out of here. It's 8. It's 24. It's 24. That's what I give it at a 5. 24. I give it 5 rings. How about that? Out of 5, I give it 5 rings for Kobe. Better not see anything in the comments that says otherwise. I'm calling you out. Anyway, guys got me triggered. But anyway, if you have a pair, you know what time it is. If you don't, you have the opportunity to grab a pair. Grab them. I got mine for, I think, $100 bucks. I did a little bit of cleaning on them. I like to clean and restore shoes. They were probably like, I mean, I don't know what you rate them now. It's all in the beholder. I would say that these are, to me, they're an 8. I like the off-white. Some people probably say they're a 7 out of 10. Whatever. I cleaned them. You can still hoop in them. With that being said, they're a 9 out of 10 just because of the yellowing. And there is some wear on the bottoms, but you can still hoop in them. I love them. You'll love them. Kobe loved them. That's all that matters. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to have a whole bunch of more. I'm going to have a lot more content coming, especially basketball content, now that gyms have opened. Don't know what shoes I'm going to test next. There's some bronze over there. That are pretty dope. Might have to see what those do on the court. Until next time.